Our subconscious mind holds the key to much of our behavior, thoughts, and emotions. It shapes our reality, often without us even realizing it. By bringing awareness to these hidden patterns, we can begin to reshape our lives in ways that align with our true essence. This transformation is not just about releasing old, limiting beliefs, it's about tapping into the magnetic energy that resides within each of us. As you embark on this journey, you will learn how to transcend the limitations of the ego, embrace the full spectrum of your emotions, and ultimately align with the powerful, magnetic energy of your true self. Lesson 1: The Subconscious Mind. Our human personality is profoundly shaped by subconscious programming, which is intricately linked with our habits and egoic identifications. These aspects of ourselves are not random, they are formed through the persistent influence of the subconscious mind. From the moment of birth, the subconscious mind begins its role as a highly sensitive recording device, capturing every experience and impression we encounter. This recording process starts with our earliest sensory experiences and continues throughout our lives, including moments beyond our immediate awareness. The subconscious meticulously stores each interaction, emotion, and sensory input, creating an extensive repository of data that influences our behaviors, beliefs, and perceptions. This record isn't limited to our present experiences, but encompasses past events and anticipations of future occurrences, all operating simultaneously. Consequently, our subconscious holds a comprehensive archive of our lives, deeply affecting how we respond to the world around us. This influence often operates below the level of conscious awareness, shaping our reactions and decisions in subtle yet profound ways. Understanding how this extensive and continuous recording shapes our reality is crucial for recognizing and transforming the underlying patterns that guide our behavior. Many of our habits are performed without conscious thought, driven by this deep-seated subconscious influence. These automatic behaviors are reinforced through repetitive experiences and subconscious programming. Research suggests that up to 90% of our perceived reality is shaped by the subconscious mind. This immense influence highlights the necessity of bringing these hidden forces into conscious awareness to transcend limiting patterns and realize our highest potential. A fundamental habit of the subconscious mind is its relentless search for security. This pursuit stems from a crucial misunderstanding: the subconscious cannot experience the completeness of the true self. As a result, it seeks security in external possessions, achievements, and temporary pleasures. However, true security does not reside in these fleeting elements but in the recognition of our inherent completeness. True security lies in embracing our true self, which transcends the temporary and ever-changing aspects of life. Our subconscious mind often traps us in cycles of desire, fear, and temporary pleasure. This societal conditioning can erode our true freedom, binding us to superficial pursuits and reactive behaviors. To break free from these patterns, it is essential to recognize that we are confined by our own thoughts and beliefs. By understanding and transforming these subconscious patterns, we can reclaim our freedom and align ourselves with a more authentic and fulfilling life. Lesson 2: The Power of Beliefs in Shaping Your Reality. A belief is more than just a thought, it is a powerful force that shapes our reality. Fundamentally, a belief is a repeated thought that we eventually accept as true. Once we accept it, this belief becomes embedded in our subconscious mind, functioning as an automatic program that influences our experiences and interactions. Understanding how beliefs operate can unlock the path to personal transformation and liberation. Beliefs reside in our subconscious mind, where they act as automatic programs that continuously shape our behavior, decisions, and perceptions without our conscious awareness. For instance, if you hold a belief that you are unworthy of success, this belief will manifest in your actions and experiences, reinforcing itself through every instance of perceived failure or limitation. The key to transformation lies in awareness. When you become conscious of a belief, you gain the power to question and dismantle it. Awareness acts as a spotlight, exposing these hidden programs and allowing you to see them for what they are, merely thoughts. Recognizing that a belief is not an absolute truth, but a construct of the mind, enables you to begin dissolving its influence. Fortunately, beliefs are malleable. Once you identify a limiting belief, you can consciously choose to release it. This process involves regularly reminding yourself that a belief is just that, a belief, not an inherent reality. As you persist in this awareness, the belief gradually loses its power and eventually dissolves. Releasing limiting beliefs brings a profound sense of freedom and relief. As you shed these beliefs, you will feel lighter and more aligned with your true self. This liberation fosters greater clarity, peace, and harmony with who you genuinely are. Your life will begin to feel more effortless and abundant as you remove the mental blocks that once held you back. To uncover and address your beliefs, pay attention to your reactions. When you experience strong emotional responses, it often signals that a hidden belief is at play. By observing these reactions without becoming entangled in them, you can reveal the underlying beliefs driving your responses. The practice of awareness involves noticing your reactions and emotions without being controlled by them. This detached observation helps you separate yourself from the belief's power, gradually diminishing its hold on your life. As you continue this practice, you will find that your responses become less reactive and more aligned with your true essence. Lesson 3: Reality as a creation of the mind. Throughout history, mystics and scientists alike have explored the nature of reality, often arriving at a surprising conclusion. What we perceive as solid and tangible is in fact mostly empty space. The very world we navigate daily, with its concrete structures, physical bodies, and material possessions, is not as solid as it seems. It is a projection of the mind, a mental creation that our senses only partially grasp. Understanding this concept can radically change how we view and interact with the world, offering us the potential to reshape our lives in profound ways. At the atomic level, everything we perceive as solid is mostly empty space. Atoms, the building blocks of all matter, are composed of a nucleus surrounded by a cloud of electrons. The space between these components is vast, making the solid objects we interact with daily primarily empty. This scientific understanding challenges our sensory experience, which tells us that the world is made up of solid, tangible things. Mystics and spiritual teachings have long echoed this understanding, suggesting that the material world is not as real as it appears. Many spiritual traditions describe the physical world as an illusion or maya, a construct of the mind that hides the true nature of reality. According to these teachings, what we perceive as reality is merely a projection, much like a dream, and our senses only provide a limited and distorted view of the world. By connecting these perspectives, we see that both science and mysticism invite us to question the solidity and permanence of the world around us. Our senses, sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell offer us a narrow perspective on the vast complexity of existence. These senses filter and interpret the external world, creating an internal representation that we accept as reality. However, this representation is not the ultimate truth. It is a constructed experience shaped by our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. If our perception of reality is a creation of the mind, then it follows that by changing the mind, we have the power to change our reality. This idea is both empowering and transformative. It suggests that we are not passive observers in a fixed world but active participants in creating our experience of life. The mind's power to shape reality is evident in various aspects of our lives. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions influence how we perceive and interact with the world. For example, a person who believes they are capable and confident is more likely to succeed in their endeavors, not because the external circumstances are different, but because their mindset shapes their actions and perceptions. Conversely, negative thoughts and limiting beliefs can create a reality filled with obstacles and challenges, even when opportunities exist. The idea that the physical world is a mental creation is a central theme in many spiritual and philosophical traditions. In Buddhism, the concept of dependent origination suggests that our experiences arise from our mental states and that by changing our mind, we can change our experience of reality. In Western philosophy, thinkers like Immanuel Kant have argued that our perception of the world is shaped by the mind's inherent structures, which means that reality as we know it is a construct of our consciousness. This understanding leads to a profound realization: if reality is a mental creation, it can be recreated by the mind. By changing our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions, we can transform our experience of the world. This process is not about denying the external world, but recognizing that our experience of it is shaped by our mental framework. Despite appearances, everything is ultimately well because the reality we experience is not the ultimate truth but an illusion. This understanding brings a sense of peace and reassurance, reminding us that the challenges and difficulties we face are part of a larger, illusory experience. By recognizing the illusory nature of reality, we can navigate life with greater ease and detachment, knowing that we have the power to shape our experience through our thoughts and perceptions. The realization that reality is a mental creation opens the door to profound personal transformation. By changing our minds, we can recreate our version of reality, aligning it with our deepest desires and highest aspirations. This process requires a commitment to self-awareness, intentionality, and the willingness to embrace change. As we journey through life, let us remember that we are not merely passive observers of a fixed world. We are powerful creators, capable of shaping our reality in ways that reflect our true nature and potential. By embracing the power of the mind, we can create a life filled with meaning, joy, and fulfillment, a reality that reflects the truth of who we are and the limitless possibilities of existence. Lesson 4: Ego is the identity we had created. The ego and the self-image we create, our personality, thoughts, and feelings, are not our true selves. They are simply roles and temporary states we experience. Despite how real they may seem, they are not who we truly are. The identities we associate with, shaped by our experiences, thoughts, and emotions, are not the essence of our being. The ego is a construct, a collection of identities that we mistakenly take as our true self. From the moment we are born, we begin to form an identity based on our interactions with the world. These identities, such as our roles in society, our successes and failures, and our beliefs about ourselves, become deeply ingrained in our psyche. Over time, we come to believe that we are our thoughts, emotions, and the stories we tell ourselves. However, these identities are merely tools for navigating the world. They are not who we truly are. We often believe we are our body and mind, but these are just instruments we use to experience life. The real you exists beyond these ever-changing experiences. When we identify with the ego or our personal stories, we limit ourselves, becoming vulnerable to fear, dissatisfaction, and the illusion of separation from our true nature. The mind, with its endless narratives and self-perceptions, can create a sense of I that feels real and substantial, but this is a false identification. This false sense of self keeps us trapped in a cycle of anxiety, self-doubt, and discontent. The voice in your head, the constant stream of thoughts, judgments, and interpretations, is not who you are, even though it may feel like it. This voice is merely a function of the mind, a collection of thoughts that come and go. You are not your thoughts, feelings, or sensations, because you exist beyond them. The true self is the silent observer, the awareness that witnesses these mental activities without being defined by them. This inner voice can be a source of immense stress and suffering, especially when we believe the negative stories it tells us. It can limit your life, making you feel overwhelmed or inadequate. These narratives often stem from past experiences and societal conditioning, reinforcing a sense of lack and unworthiness. Yet, these stories are just that, stories. They are not the ultimate truth of who you are. The ego-driven mind can obscure your connection to your higher self or inner wisdom. When we are caught up in the ego's stories, we lose touch with our true nature, which is infinite, peaceful, and deeply connected to the universe. The ego keeps us focused on external validation and material success, leading to a sense of incompleteness and constant striving. By recognizing this, you can begin to disentangle yourself from the ego's grip. Most problems and negativity come from not realizing that you are more than just a limited ego. The ego's fears and desires often drive us to make choices that do not align with our true nature, leading to inner conflict and suffering. Letting go of the ego and its limiting beliefs is the key to aligning with your true self. This process involves a deep inner work of self-awareness and conscious detachment from the stories the mind creates. As you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, you start to see them for what they are, temporary and not reflective of your true self. By releasing old patterns of thought and behavior, you create space for your true self to emerge. This allows you to live a more joyful, creative, and fulfilling life. When you are no longer driven by the ego's fears and insecurities, you can tap into a deeper source of wisdom and intuition that guides you towards your highest potential. Lesson 5: Taming the Monkey Mind. The mind is a powerful tool capable of creating joy and happiness, yet it often runs on autopilot, focusing on lack, negativity, and fear. This automatic tendency can become a significant barrier to inner peace and fulfillment. To unlock the true potential of our consciousness and live authentically, we must understand and master this mental noise, often referred to as the monkey mind. The mind itself is not inherently problematic. Issues arise when we unconsciously allow it to control us, especially when we believe its negative thoughts. The mind has a tendency to amplify these thoughts, which can lead to a cascade of negative emotions such as worry, doubt, and anxiety. Many of us find ourselves trapped in the cycle of negativity without even realizing it. When we believe and cling to negative thoughts, they can pull us into a mental loop of stress and suffering. We begin to identify with these thoughts, mistaking them for reality. The truth is that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness behind them, the silent observer beyond the mental chatter. Recognizing this awareness is the first step toward breaking free from the cycle of negativity. Disrupting this cycle involves taking responsibility for our feelings and thoughts. While the mind may generate negative narratives, we have the power to choose whether or not to believe them. This shift in perspective is crucial for regaining control over our mental state and fostering inner peace. Thoughts and feelings are simply movements of energy within the mind. They arise, persist for a time, and then dissipate, much like waves in the ocean. Observing these movements without getting caught up in them or holding on to them is essential. This practice of detached observation is key to mastering the monkey mind. You don't need to fight or eliminate your thoughts. In fact, attempting to suppress or control them often leads to greater inner turmoil. Instead, cultivate awareness of your thoughts. This awareness allows you to see thoughts for what they are, passing energy without becoming entangled in them. By observing your thoughts without identifying with them, you maintain a healthy separation, which provides clarity and the ability to choose your responses rather than reacting automatically. As you develop this awareness, you'll start to recognize that thoughts and emotions are transient and do not define you. You will learn to flow with life, allowing experiences to come and go without resistance. This state of flow is where true peace resides, a peace that is independent of external circumstances or the fluctuations of the mind. In this state, you are no longer a slave to the monkey mind. You recognize that the mind is just one aspect of your being, not the totality of who you are. This realization empowers you to use the mind as a tool for creativity, problem solving, and enjoyment, without allowing it to dominate your inner world. Lesson 6: Breaking free from the need to control. When we find ourselves trying to control or manipulate situations or people, it often reveals deeper fears and conditioning within ourselves. This need to exert control is frequently a reaction to our internal insecurities, an attempt to shield ourselves from perceived threats and uncertainties. Control, in this sense, becomes a defense mechanism, a way to maintain a sense of stability and predictability in a world that is inherently unpredictable. At the heart of this desire to control is the ego's fear of losing power and influence. The ego thrives on maintaining its own version of reality, clinging to the illusion of control as a means of preserving its identity. The need to be right is not just about asserting correctness, but also about preserving the ego's dominion over our perception of the world. Recognizing that your viewpoint is just one perspective among many can be a profound shift. All opinions are limited interpretations of reality, not absolute truths. This awareness can help loosen the grip of the ego and its need for control. Judgment often serves as a mirror reflecting our inner conditioning. When we judge others, we are, in essence, projecting our own unresolved issues and biases onto them. This tendency to judge blocks our ability to experience what is and prevents us from embracing life in its fullness. It creates a barrier between ourselves and the present moment, distorting our perceptions and reinforcing negative patterns. Understanding that judgment stems from a lack of self-acceptance is crucial. When we judge others harshly, we are often reflecting our own self-judgment and insecurities. Everyone, including ourselves, is on their unique journey, navigating their own challenges and growth. Recognizing this can help us move away from judgment and towards a more compassionate and accepting stance. We frequently attempt to change others or our surroundings in an effort to fix our own feelings. However, negative emotions are not caused by external sources, they originate from within us. No one else has the power to make us unhappy or to determine our emotional state. This realization is pivotal in shifting our focus from external fixes to internal understanding. Letting go of the seriousness with which we approach our thoughts and feelings can lead to a profound sense of peace and ease. When we stop treating our emotions and thoughts as life or death matters, we may discover that life becomes simpler and more joyful. This shift in perspective can help us realize that much of our effort and stress were self-imposed, driven by unnecessary rigidity and control. To cultivate a state of ease and joy, we need to embrace the concept of allowing. This means being open to the natural flow of life and accepting that we cannot control every outcome. Instead of clinging to rigid beliefs and attempting to manipulate situations, we should practice the art of allowing, being open to the endless possibilities that life presents. Allowing involves letting go of the need to control and instead trusting in the natural rhythm of existence. It means accepting that uncertainty and change are inherent parts of life, and that our true power lies in how we respond to these fluctuations rather than in attempting to dictate them. Lesson 7: Attachment and the Fear of Loss. Unhappiness often stems from attachment, the psychological phenomenon where we cling to something, believing it is essential for our happiness. This attachment can manifest in various forms, such as people, possessions, achievements, or even beliefs. To enhance our emotional well-being, it's crucial to understand the nature of attachment and learn how to navigate it effectively. Attachment differs fundamentally from love. Love is expansive, free, and unburdened by fear. It exists without the need to possess or control. In contrast, attachment is driven by a fear of loss. It is rooted in the belief that our happiness hinges on maintaining certain things, people, or conditions in our lives. When we become attached, we often build our identity around these elements, leading us to feel as though we cannot be happy without them. Consider the example of attachment to a person. We might believe that our happiness is dependent on their presence in our lives. Similarly, attachment can extend to material possessions, achievements, or even specific beliefs and opinions. This dependency can bind us, preventing us from experiencing true, lasting happiness. Attachments can become a significant source of suffering, especially when the objects of our attachment are lost or altered. The profound pain and sorrow we feel from such losses often stem not just from the loss itself, but from our difficulty in letting go and adapting to the new reality. For instance, if we are deeply attached to a particular job and circumstances force us to leave that position, the resulting grief can be overwhelming. This pain is compounded by the belief that our happiness was tied to that job. A mindset of acceptance or appreciation rather than attachment might have made the transition smoother. The antidote to the suffering caused by attachment is non-attachment. Non-attachment does not mean withdrawing from life or becoming indifferent. Rather, it involves fully appreciating and enjoying what we have without clinging to it. Practicing non-attachment helps us accept the impermanence of life and find peace in the present moment. Cultivating non-attachment requires us to challenge our beliefs about what is necessary for our happiness. This process involves questioning our attachment to specific outcomes, and recognizing that true happiness comes from within, not from external conditions. Embracing the transient nature of life can mitigate the impact of loss and change. Suffering often arises from our resistance to reality and fixation on negative thoughts. When we resist what is happening in our lives, we create a mental struggle that amplifies our suffering. By embracing reality as it is, without resistance or judgment, we can free ourselves from this struggle. Acceptance is a powerful tool in finding peace. Saying yes to whatever comes our way, including discomfort and difficulty, enables us to move through life with greater ease. Acceptance involves acknowledging and embracing the full spectrum of human experience, rather than fighting against it. In this space of acceptance, suffering naturally fades, making way for peace. Letting go of attachments involves more than just releasing what we cling to. It requires a shift in our perspective and a commitment to living in the present moment. By letting go, we allow ourselves to experience life more fully and engage with it in a more genuine and open-hearted way. When we are not controlled by attachments, our love for everything becomes deeper and more authentic. We can appreciate people, possessions, and experiences without the fear of losing them. This approach leads to a more profound sense of joy and fulfillment, as we are no longer overwhelmed by the fear of change or loss. The key to living a life of grace and lightness lies in our ability to practice non-resistance and embrace non-attachment. By letting go of rigid expectations and attachments, we open ourselves up to a more fluid and harmonious experience of life. This state of being allows us to navigate challenges with greater ease and find contentment amidst uncertainty. Lesson 8: Uncovering and Releasing Suppressed Emotions. From the time we were children, we have unconsciously suppressed countless negative feelings, which are now stored in our subconscious mind. These buried emotions, though often hidden from our immediate awareness, continue to exert a significant influence on our lives. Understanding how these suppressed feelings impact us, and learning how to address them is crucial for achieving emotional health and overall well-being. Our early years are filled with experiences that shape our emotional responses. As children, we naturally express and release emotions with relative ease. A child might cry over a scraped knee and, moments later, be laughing again. This fluidity in handling emotions allows children to process their feelings effectively. However, as we grow older, societal expectations and conditioning often teach us to suppress our emotions. We learn to hide our true feelings, to put on a brave face, and to avoid showing vulnerability. This suppression becomes a habit, and over time, we accumulate a vast store of negative emotions buried deep within our subconscious. Each time we encounter a negative experience and fail to fully process and release the associated emotions, those feelings get stored away in our subconscious. These unresolved emotions do not vanish; instead, they remain trapped within us, affecting our emotional state, our health, and our life circumstances. Suppressed feelings can significantly deplete our energy and impact our overall well-being. The emotional burden of these hidden feelings often manifests in various ways. For instance, feelings of unresolved anger or sadness might surface as stress-related issues, irritability, or even physical health problems. The presence of these suppressed emotions influences our behavior and reactions, often in ways we may not fully understand. An example of this is seen when current irritations or annoyances trigger reactions that seem disproportionate to the situation. Often, these strong reactions are not solely about the present moment, but are deeply connected to unresolved emotions from the past. When we react with heightened intensity to minor frustrations, it's usually because they are tapping into old, suppressed feelings. As adults, our emotional responses are shaped by a combination of current experiences and old, suppressed emotions. For example, if we are annoyed by a minor issue, it is often because this annoyance taps into unresolved anger or frustration from previous experiences. Our reactions are thus influenced by what's already inside us rather than solely by external events. Recognizing that our emotional responses are rooted in suppressed feelings allows us to address the core issues rather than merely reacting to surface-level triggers. It's essential to understand that these reactions are not solely about the present situation, but are often reflections of deeper, unresolved emotions. Learning to embrace emotional fluidity is key to releasing suppressed feelings. Unlike children, who naturally let go of their emotions, adults often cling to their feelings, leading to ongoing stress and dissatisfaction. By adopting a more fluid approach to emotions, allowing them to come and go without excessive resistance, we can foster greater emotional resilience and well-being. When we stop resisting our feelings and allow ourselves to experience them fully, we create an environment where these emotions can naturally dissipate. This practice of acceptance and release can lead to a sense of peace and ease, making life feel simpler and more joyful. Breaking free from the need to control and suppress our emotions involves a commitment to understanding and addressing the feelings stored within our subconscious. By becoming aware of these suppressed emotions, allowing ourselves to express and process them, and embracing a more fluid approach to our emotional experiences, we can enhance our emotional health and overall well-being. As we let go of old, buried feelings and embrace a more open and accepting stance towards our emotions, we pave the way for a more fulfilling and joyful life. The journey of uncovering and releasing suppressed emotions is an ongoing process, but each step towards emotional freedom brings us closer to a more harmonious and authentic existence. Lesson 9: The profound impact of emotions. Your inner world has a profound impact on how you experience the outer world. If you allow negative thoughts and feelings to dominate your mind, your day may seem filled with challenges and obstacles. Conversely, when you cultivate positive emotions, your external reality tends to reflect this inner state, bringing about a series of favorable experiences. The connection between your internal feelings and external reality cannot be overstated. What you feel inside shapes what you encounter in your daily life. Positive feelings are effortless. When you're feeling good, you experience a sense of lightness and energy that naturally carries you through your day. There is a flow to your actions and interactions, making life feel more harmonious. Negative feelings, on the other hand, often arise when you resist or reject something, whether it's a minor inconvenience or a significant problem. This resistance creates tension and drains your energy, making the situation seem even worse than it is. When you resist, you fight against your own reactions, leading to a sense of being trapped and exhausted. The key to maintaining a positive internal state lies in releasing negative feelings. Positive feelings are not something you need to chase or force. They flow naturally when you let go of resistance and allow your true self to shine through. Negative emotions seem more powerful when we identify with them, as if they are an integral part of who we are. But in reality, we are not our feelings, We are the ones who observe them. A crucial step in releasing negative emotions is shifting your perspective on how you identify with them. Instead of saying, "I am angry," recognize that a feeling of anger is flowing through me. This shift helps you see that you are not the anger itself, but the awareness that observes it. By detaching from the emotion, you create space to acknowledge the feeling without letting it define you. For example, instead of saying, "I am depressed," recognize that depression is present. This subtle change in language helps you understand that the feeling is temporary, and it does not define your true self. Feelings are transient, they come and go, while your true self remains unchanged. Before sadness arrives, you are present. After it leaves, you are still here. The feelings don't define you, but your awareness of them shapes how you respond to them. Positive feelings, in contrast, arise effortlessly when you let go of resistance. They are part of your natural state, and experiencing them doesn't require effort. Negative feelings, however, require a lot of energy to maintain because they are in conflict with your true self. Realizing that you are the one creating your own stress and upset means you also have the ability to stop inflicting these negative feelings on yourself. This realization is liberating because it puts the power of change firmly in your hands. You don't need to wait for others or external circumstances to change for you to feel better. True change comes from within, and it starts with how you choose to feel. Lesson 10: The Power of Allowing. What you resist persists. This principle is fundamental to understanding how to let go of negative emotions and achieve a more tranquil life. Resistance to feelings only strengthens them, making them persist and grow. Conversely, allowing feelings to exist without resistance lets them naturally dissolve, easing both the emotion itself and any related situations. To release a negative emotion, begin by acknowledging it without resistance. Just be aware and observe the feelings without judgment. This means not trying to alter or reject the feeling. Instead, simply allow it to be present. By doing so, you enable the emotion to dissipate naturally. When you stop resisting, the energy sustaining the emotion weakens, leading to its gradual disappearance. Recognize that a negative emotion is merely energy. It surfaces because you are ready to release it. By consistently practicing allowing, the intensity of these feelings diminishes over time. This approach helps reduce or eliminate negative emotions, resulting in a more serene and effortless life. Embrace all emotions, including unpleasant ones, to reveal the underlying happiness that lies beneath. As you practice acceptance, negative feelings will dissolve more swiftly, and you will gain the ability to transform your life. The energy behind a negative feeling will dissipate when you allow it to be present without resistance. If you are not feeling happy, allow any other feelings to be present without attempting to change them. While this practice might seem counterintuitive initially, it is liberating. Embracing your full range of emotions prevents the internal conflict that often intensifies negative feelings. As you integrate the practice of allowing into your life, you become more aligned with your true self, which is inherently peaceful and content. Negative emotions lose their power because they are no longer resisted. This alignment fosters a deeper, enduring sense of happiness that is independent of external circumstances. Allowing your emotions helps you navigate life effortlessly and live harmoniously with your authentic self. Making acceptance a central practice in your life lays the groundwork for enduring happiness and inner peace. You no longer feel controlled by your emotions or external events, but recognize your power to shape your reality. This inner freedom is essential for living a joyful and fulfilling life. Lesson 11: What obscures our true essence? Our true essence, the core of who we are, is often obscured by layers of emotional and psychological barriers. These barriers are not inherent to us but are formed over time, often without our conscious awareness. Life experiences, especially traumatic ones, create these layers, which manifest as beliefs, fears, and misidentifications. These constructs can cloud our understanding of who we truly are and disconnect us from our inner wisdom. The impact of trauma. Trauma, whether stemming from a single event or a series of experiences, leaves deep imprints on our psyche. These imprints shape our beliefs and perceptions, leading us to form a distorted view of ourselves and the world. For example, someone who has experienced abandonment may develop a belief that they are unworthy of love. This belief, in turn, influences their behavior and interactions, becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. Over time, such trauma-induced beliefs become ingrained, forming a significant barrier between the individual and their true essence. The role of conditioning. While trauma plays a pivotal role, other life experiences also contribute to the formation of psychological barriers. From a young age, we are conditioned by our environment, families, schools, and societies, to adopt certain beliefs and behaviors. Though some of these beliefs can be practical, they may also lead us away from our true nature. For instance, the belief that success is solely measured by material wealth can cause us to prioritize external achievements over inner fulfillment, leading to a disconnect from our deeper values and desires. Misidentifications and self-image. Misidentifications further obscure our true essence. We often identify with our roles, such as parent, partner, or professional, or with our emotions and thoughts. However, these roles and emotions are not who we are at our core, they are merely aspects of our experience. Over-identification with these roles or emotions creates a false self-image, distancing us from our authentic essence by confusing the temporary with the eternal. The influence of fear. Fear is another powerful force that maintains the barriers between us and our true essence. Fear of rejection, failure, or being seen as inadequate can trap us in patterns of behavior that misalign with our authentic self. It drives us to conform to societal expectations, suppress our true desires, and avoid risks that could lead to personal growth. As long as fear dominates our psyche, the layers obscuring our true essence remain intact. Disconnection from inner wisdom. Our inner wisdom, the intuitive knowing guiding us toward our highest good, is often drowned out by the noise of these psychological barriers. When we are disconnected from this inner wisdom, we make decisions based on fear, conditioning, and external pressures rather than on what truly resonates with us. This disconnect leads to a life that feels out of sync with our true selves, contributing to a sense of dissatisfaction and unease. The journey to healing. Healing from trauma and breaking through psychological barriers is essential for reconnecting with our true essence. This process involves confronting past pain, challenging deeply held beliefs, and allowing ourselves to feel and express suppressed emotions. It requires a commitment to self-discovery, exploring who we are beyond our roles, beliefs, and fears. Healing is not linear, it is a journey with many layers. As we peel back each layer, we may encounter resistance, as the familiar, even if painful, can feel safer than the unknown. Yet, with each layer removed, we draw closer to our true essence, to the unconditioned self beneath the layers of fear, trauma, and misidentification. Reconnecting with our authentic self. As we work through and heal from the traumas and barriers that obscure our true essence, we begin to experience a clearer connection to our authentic self. This process is not about becoming someone new, but about returning to who we have always been. It is a journey of uncovering, letting go of the layers that no longer serve us, and embracing the truth of who we are. By doing so, we reconnect with our inner wisdom and step into a life that is more aligned with our true nature, allowing us to live with greater clarity, peace, and fulfillment. Lesson 12. Clearing subconscious patterns for personal transformation. Embarking on the journey to clear subconscious patterns and beliefs is a significant step toward personal transformation. This process involves more than just letting go of old habits. It's about rediscovering and reconnecting with your true self. By releasing these patterns, you open yourself to new possibilities and shift your perspective, leading to a more authentic and empowered life. The process of unlearning. Clearing subconscious patterns begins with unlearning. This involves recognizing and releasing beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve you. Picture this as shedding unnecessary baggage. Each discarded item makes the journey lighter and more enjoyable. Unlearning can be challenging, as it requires confronting familiar yet dysfunctional aspects of yourself. It demands stepping into the unknown, questioning long-held beliefs, and challenging the status quo. Resistance may arise from within or from those around you, accustomed to your old ways. Persistence in this process fosters personal growth and a deeper connection to your true self. The shift in perception. As you release old patterns, your perception of the world changes. The beliefs that once controlled you lose their power, and you gain clarity about your true nature. This shift is akin to cleaning a dirty windshield. Everything becomes clearer, and you naturally attract opportunities and connections that resonate with your true essence. With each pattern released, you become less affected by negativity and external pressures. Triggers that once provoked strong emotional reactions lose their grip, allowing you to remain grounded and centered. This newfound clarity brings calm and ease, helping you navigate life with greater confidence. As you let go of old beliefs, your focus shifts from seeking external validation to finding inner truth. Trusting your intuition becomes more natural, and you realize your true power lies within. This shift liberates you from societal expectations, allowing you to live authentically. This authenticity brings clarity and purpose, aligning your life with your true self and attracting experiences and relationships that reflect your genuine nature. Releasing negative feelings and limiting beliefs also frees up energy that was previously trapped. This energy can be redirected toward positive pursuits, enhancing various aspects of your life, such as health, finances, and relationships. In relationships, this process fosters deeper connections and helps you navigate conflicts with greater understanding and compassion. Overall, clearing old patterns brings ease and effortlessness, leading to a life that mirrors your inner clarity and alignment. Lesson 13. Embracing change after releasing subconscious patterns. Releasing subconscious patterns is a transformative journey that can unlock your true potential, allowing you to feel powerful, alive, and genuinely happy. These ingrained patterns, often shaped by past experiences, societal expectations, and unconscious beliefs, have subtly influenced your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you begin to unravel and release these patterns, you clear the way for your authentic self to emerge. This newfound freedom is not just about shedding the old, it's about discovering a deeper connection with your intuition. No longer shackled by external pressures or societal norms, you begin to rely more on your inner guidance. This shift is both liberating and empowering, as you align more closely with your true self, free from manipulation and conformity. The world starts to look different, and you start to navigate life with a sense of purpose and clarity that was previously clouded by outdated subconscious patterns. As you grow and change, the dynamics of your personal relationships will inevitably shift. The process of releasing subconscious patterns often leads to a profound transformation in how you view yourself and others. Relationships that once seemed fulfilling may no longer align with your new sense of self. You might find that some relationships naturally fade away as you evolve, while others deepen and grow stronger, reflecting the changes within you. This evolution in relationships is not something to fear, but rather to embrace. It's a natural part of personal growth. Some connections may end, and while this can be challenging, it often makes room for relationships that resonate more deeply with your true self. At the same time, those who remain in your life may do so with a newfound depth and mutual understanding, creating more meaningful and supportive connections. Just as your relationships evolve, so too may your career interests. As you release old patterns and align with your true self, your professional life may begin to reflect this inner change. You might find yourself drawn to new opportunities or fields that you hadn't considered before, roles that align more closely with your values and passions. This shift is a natural extension of your personal evolution. Embrace these changes with an open mind, recognizing that they are part of your journey toward living more authentically. You might also find that your desire to contribute to the well-being of others grows as you continue to evolve. This could lead you to pursue roles that involve helping or guiding others, reflecting your own growth and the wisdom you've gained along the way. Before this transformation, you may have sought distractions to escape the discomfort of your subconscious patterns. Whether through constant stimulation, productivity, or media consumption, these distractions were a way to avoid confronting the deeper issues within. As you release these patterns, you'll find that your need for distraction diminishes. Now, you can embrace inner stillness, finding peace and fulfillment in moments of quiet reflection. The constant urge for stimulation falls away, replaced by a sense of calm and contentment that comes from being fully present. This shift is a testament to the inner work you've done, allowing you to experience life with greater clarity and tranquility. As you grow more comfortable with your true self, you may also find that you value time alone more than before. This desire for solitude is not a sign of withdrawal or isolation, but rather an indication of healthy self-care and self-awareness. It reflects a deeper connection with your true self and a recognition of the importance of nurturing your inner world. Solitude becomes a time for self-reflection, rejuvenation, and connection with your inner peace. It's different from mindlessly consuming media or seeking external validation. Instead, it's a conscious choice to spend time in your own company, embracing the quiet moments that allow you to connect more deeply with who you are. With the release of subconscious patterns, you may also notice a shift in what brings you joy. The need for constant stimulation or productivity gives way to a deeper appreciation for the simple pleasures in life. You begin to find joy in being present, whether it's enjoying nature, savoring a meal, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply. This newfound joy in simplicity is a reflection of your deeper connection with your true self. It's a sign that you're living more in alignment with your authentic desires and values, rather than being driven by external pressures or societal expectations. As you continue on this journey, you'll likely find that your life becomes more fulfilling, not because of grand achievements, but because of the small, meaningful moments that make up each day. As you release attachments and old patterns, your understanding of love may also transform. True love, in its purest form, is free from attachment. It allows everything to come and go without fear or clinging. This kind of love is not about possession or control, but about allowing others to be who they are, and yourself to be who you are, without conditions. As you let go of attachments, your capacity for love grows immensely. You begin to experience love as your true nature, an expansive, unconditional force that has the power to dissolve negativity and discord. This love is not dependent on external circumstances or the actions of others. It's an inner state of being that arises naturally as you release the subconscious patterns that once held you back. The journey of releasing subconscious patterns is one of profound transformation. It's a process that allows you to step into your true potential, feel more alive, and live a life that is aligned with your deepest values and desires. As old patterns fade, you'll find yourself relying more on your intuition, experiencing more meaningful relationships, and finding joy in the simple pleasures of life. This new chapter of your life is one of empowerment, peace, and fulfillment. It's a journey that continues to unfold as you deepen your connection with your true self, allowing love and authenticity to guide your every step. This transformation is not just about changing your external circumstances, but about embracing the inner freedom that comes from living in alignment with who you truly are. Lesson 14. Your true essence is magnetic. Your true self is formless, immortal, and unconditioned, embodying a pure essence that transcends the physical realm. In the physical world, this deeper knowing can become obscured as you adopt various beliefs and identities that create a distorted perception of who you are. At the core of your being lies a reflection of the divine essence, often referred to as God, Source, or the Creator. This belief suggests that you are inherently connected to this divine essence, sharing in its purity, love, and creative power. Your true essence remains beyond physical form, thoughts, and emotions, directly linking you to this divine source. To fully express your true self and experience genuine abundance, it's essential to let go of personal agendas and align with your authentic nature. This alignment is crucial for unlocking manifestation and fulfillment. When you reconnect with your true self, fear dissipates, and you can act authentically, unconstrained by worries about specific outcomes. This alignment not only brings inner peace and intuitive wisdom but also enhances your magnetic presence, effortlessly attracting what aligns with your true essence. Acting on what you know is true in each moment fosters a state of flow, where you are fully engaged in the present. This practice releases attachment to specific results and aligns you with your true essence. Living harmoniously with your authentic self creates a continuous flow of joy and ease, making life feel effortless. Your natural talents and abilities reflect the love and wisdom within you, and what excites and inspires you often points to these inherent gifts. When you are aligned with your true essence, you naturally exude a magnetic energy that draws others to you. This magnetism is not about trying to attract attention or validation. It's a byproduct of being fully and genuinely yourself. People are drawn to authenticity and the palpable sense of inner peace that comes from being true to oneself. Your true essence resonates with a frequency of love and wholeness, which is inherently attractive to others and to life's opportunities. Unlike the programmed mind, which may struggle due to imbalance, your real self is naturally harmonious and joyful. When aligned with your true self, everything flows effortlessly, with a meditative quality. By allowing your true self to express freely, you become a magnetic force. This magnetic quality draws in experiences and relationships that resonate with your deepest values and aspirations, creating a life that authentically reflects your true essence. Your magnetic essence also enhances your ability to connect deeply with others. Relationships formed from this place of authenticity are often more fulfilling and aligned with your true self. People are naturally attracted to your genuine presence, fostering connections that support your growth and resonate with your core values. The more you align with your true self, the more you attract what is meant for you. Your true essence, with its inherent magnetism, shapes your reality in ways that are both profound and harmonious. Embracing this aspect of yourself not only enriches your own life, but also positively influences those around you, creating a ripple effect of authenticity and connection. Lesson 15: The real you is whole and complete. The real you embodies pure consciousness, an essence of love, wisdom, and power that transcends the physical and temporal. This I am represents your essential, unchanging self, a fundamental part of a higher, divine source. Unlike the conditioned mind, which drives a constant quest for productivity, the real you is inherently whole and complete. This completeness is not contingent on external achievements or validation. To truly understand the real you, recognize that this wholeness is not something to be achieved but something to be acknowledged. Your true self is beyond the limitations of time, space, or material accomplishments. It represents a state of pure existence, unaffected by external conditions or transient emotions. This inherent wholeness is reflected in your capacity for love, wisdom, and power, manifestations of your divine nature. This profound sense of completeness is not only a source of inner peace and fulfillment, but also possesses an attractive and magnetic quality. When you fully embrace your inherent wholeness, you naturally exude a magnetic energy that draws others to you. This magnetism arises not from a need to seek attention or validation, but from the authentic radiance of being at peace with yourself. People are naturally drawn to the authenticity and calm confidence that come from knowing you are already complete, just as you are. To break free from the cycle of constant productivity, shift your focus from relentless doing to mindful being. Ground yourself in the present moment and align with your true self. This shift leads to a state of flow, where actions become effortless. Imagine flow as a seamless dance between your being and doing, where each moment unfolds with natural grace and spontaneity. For instance, when engaged in a passion project or hobby, you may find yourself fully immersed and enjoying every moment. This alignment fosters a profound sense of ease and joy, allowing you to navigate life without unnecessary stress or worry. Your true self is not limited by the imperfections of the egoic mind. While the persona you project may be imperfect and susceptible to aging and suffering, your real self remains perfect, eternal, and beyond the constraints of the physical world. Recognizing this distinction helps you transcend the false beliefs and fears that plague the egoic mind. As you release these limiting beliefs, you reconnect with the essence of constant happiness, peace, and freedom that defines your true nature. The egoic mind, with its fragility and susceptibility to negative experiences, contrasts sharply with the strength and resilience of the real you. While the ego may be easily disturbed by external circumstances, your true self remains steadfast and unshakable. Embracing this inner strength involves recognizing that your essence is inherently unblemished and invulnerable to life's trials. This realization fosters a sense of inner calm and fortitude, enabling you to navigate challenges with greater ease and confidence. Living in alignment with your true self means embracing your inherent wholeness and allowing it to guide your actions and interactions. This alignment nurtures a profound sense of joy, peace, and abundance as you move through life with the understanding that you are already complete. By shifting your focus from external validation to inner recognition, you create a life that reflects your true essence, characterized by effortless being and authentic fulfillment. Lesson 16: Happiness is your true nature. Happiness is often sought through various means: career success, material possessions, or external validation. However, true happiness is not a distant goal or a prize to be won, it is your inherent state. It is a fundamental aspect of who you are, a constant and intrinsic quality that exists within you, independent of external circumstances. Happiness is not a fleeting emotion that comes and goes with circumstances. It is an enduring state of being that reflects your true nature. This innate happiness is not contingent on achieving specific milestones or acquiring certain possessions. Rather, it is an ever-present part of your essence. In essence, happiness is your natural state of existence, and any attempt to seek it outside yourself often leads to disappointment. Anthony de Mello, a profound spiritual teacher, underscores that happiness is not something to be acquired or earned. It is a fundamental aspect of your true self, always present and waiting to be recognized. The process of experiencing true happiness involves peeling away layers of false beliefs, misconceptions, and societal conditioning that obscure this inherent joy. By shifting your focus from seeking happiness through external means to recognizing and embracing it within yourself, you align more closely with your authentic essence. The pursuit of happiness through external achievements or material possessions often leads to a temporary sense of fulfillment that quickly fades. This transient joy is subject to change and can easily be disrupted by the fluctuations of life. In contrast, the happiness that arises from connecting with your true self is constant and unchanging. It is not influenced by external factors or the ebb and flow of life's circumstances. To grasp this deeper sense of happiness, consider the effort involved in resisting life's challenges or wishing things were different. This resistance often creates suffering and diminishes your ability to experience the true joy that is already within you. By letting go of these resistance patterns and accepting life as it is, you create space for your natural happiness to emerge. When you align with your true self, you enter a state of flow where life unfolds effortlessly. This alignment is characterized by a harmonious interplay between your inner being and the external world. In this state, actions feel less like burdens and more like a natural expression of who you are. For example, when deeply engaged in an activity that resonates with your true self, you may experience a sense of timelessness and profound satisfaction. This effortless flow does not mean abandoning goals or aspirations, but approaching them from a place of inner alignment and ease. When in tune with your true nature, you tackle life's challenges with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that your inherent happiness is not dependent on the outcomes of these challenges. True happiness is not fleeting or dependent on external circumstances. It is an expression of your unchanging essence. By understanding and connecting with your true self, you recognize that your worth and fulfillment come from within. This realization shifts the focus from external validation to internal recognition, allowing you to experience a deeper, more lasting sense of joy and contentment. When aligned with your true nature, which is pure happiness, you naturally become a beacon of attraction and magnetism. In this state of radiant joy and authenticity, your presence exudes a captivating energy that draws others toward you effortlessly. Your genuine contentment and inner glow make you irresistibly appealing, illuminating every interaction with warmth and charm. To cultivate this deeper sense of happiness, practices such as mindfulness and self-reflection can be particularly beneficial. Mindfulness helps you stay present and connected with your true self, while self-reflection allows you to identify and release any limiting beliefs or attachments that may obscure your natural joy. These practices support your journey toward recognizing and experiencing the happiness that is already within you. By embracing these practices and aligning with your true nature, you foster a profound sense of peace and contentment. This inner alignment enables you to navigate life with grace and ease, allowing your true happiness to shine through every aspect of your existence.